print-on-demand store that I started in October 2023 has done over six figures in sales. And the best part is this has all been done organically. There's been no paid Facebook ads, no paid Instagram ads, no paid TikTok ads, just well executed short form content. This means that my print-on-demand methods are more or less risk-free. You barely need any startup capital, you just need time, patience, and a tiny bit of knowledge. And getting print-on-demand stores up and running organically is something I really want to push and teach on this channel. Because for me, when I was starting out with print on demand, I'd go on YouTube, go on the biggest YouTubers, and the problem is they'd open up their ads manager, they'd have 500,000 in ad spend, 1.5 million in turnover, and the problem is people starting out, they don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to experiment with ads really, but what most people do have is time. That is why I think organic traffic is the best way to get going. So I just want to go over how my six-figure revenue is split up. So throughout the year, 96,000 came from Shopify, 11,000 came from Etsy, and 3,500 came from Depop. This brings the total to £110,000 or around $140,000. Now, the crazy thing about Etsy being 11,000 is I did about 20 minutes work a day getting that 11,000 on my Etsy store. All I was doing, I was simply uploading on Shopify, and then I was taking the listing from Shopify, pretty much copy and pasting it over to Etsy, optimizing the listings a little bit, and just letting them organically rank on the platform and then sell throughout the day really. And just by doing that, I was able to generate an extra 11,000 for my business. Now, I see a lot of people struggle to get the ball rolling with Etsy. So in today's video, I just want to go over exactly what I did to get my first 500 sales on the platform. And then hopefully you can take some of what I'm saying, put it into your own store and get your first 500 too. Okay, so to start things off, I'd just like to go into the stats of my Etsy shop and show you exactly how long it took my store to start making daily consistent sales. So as of right now, it's been 11 months since I started my Etsy store. We're on 532 orders. Now that doesn't account for orders that had 2 items in, so I think we're at over 600 individual items, but 532 orders. I've got 354 active listings, and yeah, these are my stats of all time. 22,000 visits, 532 orders, 2.4 conversion rate, and £11,500. Now, there's a lot of misinformation online. You'll see people say you can make 100 designs in an hour with AI, upload them all on Etsy, and you'll have a successful store within a week. Let me tell you right now, that doesn't work. There's no point doing that. And what will happen if you do that? You'll waste a couple of days, you'll get no sales after a week, and you'll lose all motivation, and you'll think Etsy doesn't work. That is because there's a fair bit to learn, there's a lot to get your head around, and if you don't see results for a while, that's fine, because I didn't see results for pretty much 5 months, and I've done 11,000 in sales. It's important to remember, Etsy is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not an overnight success. You know, there is a lot to learn, so kind of just stick with it. Don't let it consume your day. Just see it as a little hobby you're working on in the background, and you know, eventually it should work out just all right for you. So I just want to go over month by month what was happening with my shop. So as you can see, December I got 1 order, January 8, February 8, March 6, and April I got 5. So in 5 months I got 28 sales. That is terrible. I know it's terrible. I wasn't getting many visits, my conversions were low, and it wasn't going the best. But I've been in e-commerce for about 6 years, and I knew it was all part of the learning curve. I knew Etsy was working for other people, so it could work for me as well. I just had to work out exactly how to get it to work for me. I did some competitor research, and I noticed that the item I was selling was priced a little bit too high. So I was originally selling the Bella and Canvas crop top, which is listed on Printful. Now, the problem is that's quite expensive, so there wasn't much room for me to play about in terms of pricing, offers, promotions, that kind of thing. So what I did, I went on Printify and I switched what I was selling to the Gildan 5000B kids t-shirt. So I made that change in March, but I didn't properly switch my Etsy store over till about May, just because I was focusing on the Shopify side of things. And as you can see, pretty much as soon as I made this change, I had 52 orders in May, 217 in June, 101 in July, 43 in August, 44 in September, 35 in October. Kind of flatlined a little bit after summer, but still it was a lot higher than it was back at the start of the year. I'm not really worried about the massive spike in summer, just because the items I sell, they are seasonal. So, you know, the drop off after summer was expected. And, you know, if I can keep it at 40 odds, that's more than a sale a day, which I'm more than happy with. So I just want to look at the conversion now and show you how my conversion changed after I changed what product I was selling. So if we start at the very start, when my store was created in December, and we go to the end of April, you can see my conversion rate is 1.1%. Now, if we go from the start of May until the present day, 13th of November, you can see my conversion rate is 2.5%. So it's over double what it was after I made the changes to my store. Now, it's really, really, really important you get a good conversion rate, because a conversion rate of 1% on 1,000 sales is 10 sales, and a conversion rate of 2.5% on 1,000 visits is 25 sales. And you might think that doesn't sound like a big difference, but if you spread it out over the year, you've got 1,000 sales versus 2,500 sales, which is essentially the difference between a part-time income and a full-time income. So now I want to go over some good practices that everybody should be implementing into their Etsy store. So essentially, when you set your Etsy store up, you need to make sure all the back-end things are optimized. So essentially, if Etsy's giving you something to fill it in, because it'll make your shop look more presentable, more shoppable, and overall just more professional. So when customers land on your store, they can see that, you know, you've taken time to set your store up properly. So I'm going to use this store as an example rather than my own store, just so nobody copies my store. Even though I get 10 views a video, it's not the point, it can still be copied. Right, so things that this store does which I like, things that I also do myself. He's got a big bold banner, he's got his products in the background, and he's got his social media links. He's got the star seller badge, which shows he's a seller with good customer service. You know, this will help increase his conversion rate. All of his listings, they're clean, they're presentable, you know exactly what you're getting. And we scroll down to the bottom, plenty of reviews. He's also filled in the about section. Now, I like it when stores fill in the about section, because what the shop owner is doing here is he's creating a relationship with his customer. So when you're buying from a store like this, you're not just buying from the internet. You can see the small business you're buying from. So that's another thing that I like to do on my Etsy stores, is make sure the about section's filled in, as well as the owner profile. The seller's also got the FAQs, which will obviously reduce the time that he spends on customer service. Now, another thing that I like to do is include a video in all of my listings. This is because, as you can see, Etsy ranks listings with videos higher in the search. Now, the video doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be something simple. It can just be showcasing the item size, how it fits, how it's made. So me personally, I use the same video across all my listings, and it's essentially just a customer wearing a t-shirt, and it just shows how it fits. It's simple, it's effective, it helps my listings rank higher. So I just want to go into marketing now and specifically go under sales and discounts. Now, I like to have this set up in my store, automatically send offers to interested shoppers. Now, as you can see from my all-time stats, I've done £3,300 in revenue basically from coupon codes. So they're really effective for me, so I think they're essential you have them set up in your store. So I just want to show you the 4 coupon codes that I have set up. So I've got a favourite item, they're sent a 5% discount code when they favourite an item. Now, this one converts really, really bad. 1,006 emails, one used. I think that is a world record for the worst conversion. But nevertheless, I keep it on. No harm in trying. But the money is made from the abandoned basket. As you can see, 284 emails sent, 56 used, $1,800 in revenue, £1,300. That is where most of my money is made from the coupons. And then I like to send a thank you one of 15% just to try and get repeat customers to the store. But this converts quite bad as well, 176 cents, 2 used. Pointless having on, but it doesn't cost anything, so I'm going to keep it on anyway. And the 4th discount I like to have is the encourage bigger orders. Now this is useful because it basically entices customers to buy 2 things, 3 things rather than just the one. So I like to have it set up 25% discount, 2 items. And the annoying thing with this, you can only run it for a month. So if you want this on your store permanently, you just have to set a reminder and turn it back on after the month's up. And that's pretty much it for sales and discounts. But I think 100% you've got to have those 4 on your store, because pretty much 35% of my overall revenue on Etsy has come from coupons. So get them set up. Now, I want to move on to offsite ads on Etsy. This is something that I've had quite a lot of success with, but I don't think a lot of people necessarily know about it or have heard of it. This is because I think it's actually quite hard to find within Etsy. So if you go under marketing, you'd think offsite ads would be under marketing because you're marketing your products. But for whatever reason, it's under settings. So if you go under settings, you'll find offsite ads here. And if you don't know what they are, you basically opt in, and then Etsy will advertise your listings on your behalf across places like Google, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Bing, places like that. And the best part is you only pay when you make a sale. You do get a discounted rate on offsite ads, as you can see here. So if you've generated more than 10,000 US dollars, you get a slight reduction. You only pay 12% when it's usually 15%. So that's something to think about if you hit 10,000 sales, $10,000 in sales. So I'd just like to show you the stats now for offsite ads for my Etsy store. So as you can see, shoppers have clicked on my offsite ads 4,931 times. They've placed 163 orders, and it's brought me in nearly £4,000 of sales. So personally, I think having offsite ads enabled on your Etsy store is worth it. However, you've got to work out your profit margin, because they're only worth it if your profit margin allows it to be worth it. Because you got to think, if you're paying 15% for offsite fees, you're already paying between 10 and 15% for normal Etsy fees. So that means the total fees, if you make a sale with offsite ads, they're coming in at around 30%. So you just need to do your own numbers and kind of work out if offsite ads will be beneficial for you. For me, offsite ads on Etsy are 100% worth it, and without them, I would not have surpassed 500 sales. So moving on, we've got normal Etsy ads. Now, these are different from offsite ads because you set your budget and you pay up front. As you can see here, I got a budget of $10 a day and I'm advertising 12 listings. Now, Etsy ads isn't something I've had a lot of experience with. You know, I've only put $487 into them. I've had a $900 return, 29 orders. That's not the best, to be honest, and I'd say after cost of goods and Etsy fees, that's pretty much break-even point. So yeah, for me, I'm not keen on Etsy ads. I don't like paying for ads up front. So yeah, I'm probably going to stay away after I've tested these 12. Now, finally, I just want to go over 2 third-party apps that I like to have integrated within my Etsy stores. Now, the first one is Vela, and I wish I found Vela a lot earlier than I did, because since using it, it has saved me hours upon hours of time. Now, essentially what Vela is, it's a bulk editing app. So if you're uploading multiple items a day, and you're testing keywords within your title, description, your tags, that kind of thing, essentially what Vela does, it lets you select, say, 10 listings at once, and it lets you change the title on all 10 listings. Same thing with photos, videos. You can add a photo to 10 listings at once, rather than going through each listing individually, adding the photo. Saves you hours. I recommend it. I just want to show you the pricing structure to just show you how cheap it is as well. So I think most people would fall under 251 to 500 listings. That's where I fall under. So essentially $15 a month, you can do all this, save you hours of time. Now, if you want to get started with Vela, I have left a link in the description. It is an affiliate link, I'm not going to lie to you. However, I do use Vela myself, so I'm not just dropping random links in my description for no reason. I do genuinely rate the software and think it saves you a lot of time. Now, the second third-party app that I like to have integrated within my Etsy store is eRank. I'm sure you've heard about eRank, it's pretty popular. But if you don't know, essentially it analyzes how well your listings are SEO optimized, how high they're appearing in search. It recommends useful keywords to target within your niche, so you can really focus on creating the perfectly crafted title and description with eRank. The best part about it, it is free as well. I believe there is a paid version, however I just use the free version. It's good enough, gets the job done. So yeah, Vela, eRank, get those installed. It's all you need. Before I go, I do just want to add that I have made a Discord for the print on demand space. So if you want to bombard me with questions, then the link for the Discord is in the description. Free to join, will always be free to join. And that's pretty much it. That is a quick run through of how I made my first 500 sales on Etsy. If there's anything else you'd like to see, more detailed walkthrough of anything, then let me know. Might make a video on it. But until next time, that is all.